Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sundays, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it is Fun Friday here on the show. You know that means the week is over. And we're going to have fun on the show today. Lance Storm is going to join us. And there's not really like a ton of news. And so we're going to do some questions. Maybe a live Q&A with Lance. I guess we'll have to find out. But I'll give you all that information here in a second. Got SmackDown coming up tonight. We got Collision tomorrow. Last night, of course, was Impact. There's a big Impact pay-per-view, PLE, live special, whatever they call it. TNA Emergence is next Friday. We'll get the proper terminology from Lance. He's a stickler for that. And there's a Go Home Impact next Thursday as well. And then, of course, we've got next week's a wild weekend. And then the weekend after is also wild. I mean, you've got SmackDown Collision, Impact Emergence, Triple Mania with a bunch of WWE matches. The weekend after that, there's Heatwave and Forbidden Door. So a lot coming up. We'll talk about Jonathan Gresham. Best wishes to him. We've got Dynamite numbers, and of course, they have to make me look stupid, which isn't hard. G1 update, Jim Ross's contract, and plenty more. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566 is the number. That is 425-780-7566. F4WOnline@gmail.com. F4WOnline threads, Instagram, and Cameo. And at Bryan Alvarez on X and Blue Sky. So a lot to get into here today. Lance is going to join us after the break. And that's going to be the plan. Back in a moment. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Actually, the most real person on the show, and I felt bad for this guy. And a lot of people have gotten on Bruce Pritchard, but I don't really actually blame Bruce for this.
Bruce did nothing.
No, poor Abyss is the agent for Seth Rollins and CM Punk on the Netflix debut, okay? And the story is that, Bruce Pritchard goes, even though this is Netflix and everybody thinks we have unlimited time, we don't. There is a cutoff here, okay? And so he wants everyone to hit their time cues. And I did see people, on the internet that are like, oh, man, what's Bruce talking about? There is no hard out. It's Netflix. You could go all night if you wanted. Listen, guys. If you want to get mad at Bruce for whatever you can, but there is supposed to be a hard out for Netflix.
Does somebody think Bruce
I don't know
Pritchard
why.
Is in control of Netflix?
But the point is, I don't know why. I don't care, but there is, okay? Whatever you want to say. So anyway... poor Chris Park, Abyss, is the agent for this match. And these two dudes are going long. And as soon as they start going long, I mean, Abyss is petrified. And he's trying to tell him to hurry up, and he's trying to tell him what to cut, but at the same time he's like, I'm sorry, Bruce, I'm sorry. They're cutting out the Anaconda Vice. Yeah. He's thinking he's gonna get fired on the spot. And, Bruce isn't actually even being he's just nothing we can do about it, It's it's not like, he's clearly not happy, but it's not like he's mad at Abyss. But he's not going to say anything to the guys either. You can just tell he's just he's quietly stewing because they can't just get this thing done. But man, Chris Park is I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. They're going to the finish right now, sir. And he's petrified. And then
he turned into Joseph Park.
Oh yeah. And then when it's over, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. We tried to cut as much as we could. And Bruce's like, dude, it's okay. There's nothing we can do about it. But and then he turns to Regal and he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. And Regal goes, it's not your fault, dude. You did your best. Just be happy with what you did. And Chris Park is like, I am. But you could see he's petrified. And I'm like, is this every day of this poor guy's life? Oh my God. I couldn't do this. But I felt so bad for him because he was so worried. And it's not his fault. He's so trying to do his best. And I don't know, man. It was that was a real moment. That was kind of sad to watch that he was just so worried when he was doing his best, dude. And like, if you want to get mad at somebody, you can get mad at Punk and Seth Rollins. They're the ones that went long. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm joining us here today. How's your walking streak going, Lance? What are you at? Amateur.
I have to do the math because my app doesn't count them all, but I think I'm about 75, 80 days now.
Wow, why does your app not count them?
Because I reset the 10,000 mark after I already started my streak.
Yeah.
I was doing 10 just because I wanted to do it, and then I actually set the goal so the counter's off, but I'm, I think, 75 to 80 days.
That's pretty good, dude. I'm afraid to touch it. I want something to go wrong. They have this thing. They have this thing with Cameo too, where, you know, when someone orders a Cameo, which you can do, by the way, at F4W Online.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Yeah, what are you talking about? My Cameos fly off the shelves. And how many 5-star ratings have I got? But anyway, the point is, it gives you like you've got 4 days to complete it, unless they do the thing where they pay extra for the 24-hour delivery or whatever. So, you know, sometimes it's like a crazy week, and I'm, you know, it's like, oh man, okay, how many days do I have left? How many days do I have left? And every time you complete one, it tells you what your streak is at. So I'm on a 608 Cameo streak right now. So if I miss the 4 days or something happens, my streak starts over at 0. And the other day, someone did a 24-hour, and I recorded it. Like I had to do it early in the morning, and I recorded it, and I got out of there, and all of a sudden I got this notification that like it expires in 1 hour. I was like, what? I did that one, and I opened the app. It hadn't uploaded.
Oh no!
And I was like, and then I was somewhere where it had bad internet, and so it took like 8 minutes to upload. And I'm like, come on, upload this thing right here. I was like, if I lose this streak because that stupid thing didn't upload, I'm gonna be so mad. But I made it. So that's 2 streaks. Actually, I got to see which one's longer now. Now I'm fascinated.
I think the Cameo will be a little longer if I remember where you're at.
Yes, I'm at 584 days of 10,000 steps, and I'm at 608. So soon my steps will exceed my streak on Cameo. So
unless business picks up.
Man, it's just like these are extra stresses I don't need. But what can you do? That's just the way life goes. I said it, and now I gotta stick to it, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Numbers matter, even though you don't say them right half
They don't really matter that much, Lance. But what matters is we want to wish best wishes to Jonathan Gresham.
Absolutely.
He revealed a potentially devastating medical situation. He suffered 2 strokes 2 days ago. And I didn't even hear about this. I heard about this on the Bryan and Vinny show last night. Vinny brought it up. And I had absolutely no idea. So he said on Tuesday, he woke up. He was unable to walk, see, move the left side of his body, and could barely talk. He said, it took me 30 minutes to dial 911, but I finally did. I woke up in the hospital, couldn't remember what had happened. They told me they'd done an MRI, and I had 2 strokes. I've had a lot of tests run, but everything has come back clean. They're not sure what happened, and the only thing they said was it could have been a possible complication from a bad case of COVID I had a couple of weeks ago. They said we may never know the exact reason. He said he's taken the next 2 to 4 weeks off to both recover and be medically cleared. Last wrestled at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport on Saturday. Lost to Pete Dunne. Noted current NXT wrestler and wife Jordan Grace saw me get carted off from the house on our Ring doorbell camera.
Holy crap.
And somehow flew from Orlando to Atlanta in time that she was there when I woke up. He added he wasn't convinced he had suffered a stroke until Grace showed him a picture of his face. I never thought this would be something for me to worry about at 37, he said. I will be back soon. Yikes. So.
He must be doing fairly well. Did you not mention he said back in maybe 2 weeks?
Well, yeah. It said 2 to 4 weeks off to recover and be medically cleared. So, you know.
Well,
I mean, I
wish him
will
well,
say,
for sure.
you know, I do know some other people who are young, like around the age of Jonathan Gresham, who like have also, you know, suffered strokes. And, you know, obviously the younger you are, your body
you
recovers
recover.
quicker from things. And they've ended up fine, you know. But still, it's scary. You can't guarantee anything. So all the best to him, and hopefully he's back in 2 to 4 weeks. And whatever happened, they can figure out a way that it doesn't happen again. But that's pretty scary. So all the best to him and Jordan Grace.
Yeah, no kidding. That must have been one stressful flight for that poor woman.
Well, yeah. All right, so should mention, because everyone likes when I'm wrong, Dynamite did 711,000 viewers, up 17% from last week, which, by the way, I will take full credit for because I did say we need to advertise more matches in advance, and they've been doing that, and this was a great number. 18 to 49 at point 18, up 20%. And they finished second on cable, behind only a new South Park. Guys, you know how long South Park's been on?
Yeah, they're on fire lately.
The number one show on cable with a .34 is what it was. Compared to 2024, and this is actually pretty good. Compared to, that Brandon notes Britt Baker says she suffered one as well. And she fully recovered. So, you know, there's another one in wrestling. So anyway, he says, as compared to the same week in 2024, Dynamite's overall viewership up 14.3%. So anything up year over year is a big win. And 18 to 49, however, was down. Second straight week, the show has had a year over year increase in viewers. Of course, you don't know how Max has helped, but obviously there's more than...
Have they been on Max over a year?
No, this is not counting Max, I don't think.
That's really good.
Yeah, so very, very good number. And the most notable thing, because, you know, I'm not going to lie about this. The overrun went way up.
Really?
Yeah,
what was the overrun?
It was MJF and Mark Briscoe. And they had big growth in the overrun. Now, of course, you know, my argument was it almost always goes down. This was one of those when it did not. And, you know, MJF wrestling in the main event is a big deal because he rarely wrestles, much less in the main event on a Dynamite show.
And people love Mark Briscoe.
And he normally works openers, actually. So, you know, he did very well. Yep, Mark Briscoe did a good job as well.
And the winner got a title shot? Like there's actually stakes in the match as well?
Yeah. All right, so the MJF match, I mean, it opened. It was the lowest rated thing on the show when it opened. The 9:45 to 10 o'clock was down to 620,000, which still is well, like the whole show. The story of the whole show is everything was well above average. It opened up above average. And it wasn't like just, okay, well, it opened above average and then fell to the average. I mean, they were well above average the entire show, including the lowest point on the show, which was the end of the angle with Queen Aminata, Willow Nightingale, and Chris Statlander, and the beginning of the Briscoe MJF match. That was the low point of the show at 620,000. And that was still, looks like about 20,000 above average. And then in the overrun, they gained 25,000 viewers. And the 18 to 49 grew from a .17 to a .19. So the overrun was a benefit this week, which means he'll probably do it for another year straight, even though every other one probably will fall. But still, you know, the only thing at the show average, the only thing was the 18 to 49 opened at the at the average over the last however many weeks.
Although I will point out, I haven't done the math, if the overrun went up but was still below the 2-hour average...
No, it was above.
Was it above the 2-hour average
Yes.
or just above the segment before it?
No, it was above the average.
Oh, okay. Then it is a help.
It was actually above average for everything except the beginning of the show and the peak of the show, which was...
No, but I mean the average of this episode.
646?
If the overrun wasn't higher
Yes,
than the 2-hour
it was lower than
previous-
the 2-hour average, yes.
So it actually hurt the rating.
I can look at that. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
It's Bryan Alvarez and Big Vinny V, and we hope that you enjoy the show.
Should I do one more time? Huh? I played the entire song before realizing I had not hit record.
I figured as much.
So I had to start the entire show over again. Uh-oh. Is my internet down? My internet died.
Yeah.
All right. Stand by, everybody. Hi, everybody. We're back. And we're just gonna barrel on through, right, Vinny? What do we have on that Facebook thing? Now it says no audio. Jared, do we have audio?
I can hear you.
Honestly, what is going on?
Yeah, we just watched a movie
What
about
is
this.
up with my internet? Lost everybody again. Curry says no problems with the Big Vinny V show.
His words.
Not since the first one.
I was gonna say the very
There have
first
been
one was a
Many
disaster.
problems. Many
Yes.
problems.
We've had quite a few.
Yeah, and you know what I do? I just barrel on through.
Brian.
Barrel on through should be the name of this show. What the hell's going on this week? Like every single show, something goes terribly wrong. Today, I didn't have the music set to go at first. Then I got it set to go, but I forgot to hit record. Finally, I hit record and got the song going right. Golly. One disaster after another here. We're starting 15 minutes late. I still can't find the video, Jared. Is it up? Where is everything? Granny's joining us here today via phone. We cannot connect our audio or video. It's a blank screen. I don't know what's going on. What are we doing? Should we just quit today? I don't know what the problem is, Granny. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what's going on. We still have no video. I got a question. Where's the goddamn video at?
You gotta fire Jared.
All right, now it's up. Hello, everybody.
This is the one you told me to do last week, Undertaker plus Psycho Kid.
Okay.
Are you done laughing?
Yeah, we're
Yes,
done.
Yes, Granny, I apologize.
There'll be more.
Then Psycho Sid comes out with blonde curly hair. Hard to pull. Lasts a while before he gets out of it. I had to give that a 10.
A 10.
Oh, wow.
Undertaker won a match and a belt. That's a 10 on the Granny scale.
Victor is still at it more than ever this week, as far as the soaps go.
Hell of a report, Granny.
All right.
That was a 10 on the Granny soap opera report scale.
That's just a minute.
Jared, you're forgiven. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. All right, do we really want to do math on the air? Is that how this show is like?
I'd be perfectly happy if you did math during the break and just gave answers.
Does anybody in the chat, they're desperately asking us not to do this.
Well, then let's move on.
All right, listen, if I have no time, we'll do it later. I won't make you guys suffer right now. All right, let's look at some of the other things here. How was Impact last night?
It was great, and the main event was fantastic. I absolutely loved the main event. It had a traditional main event feel to it. I loved it. Thought it was fantastic.
Well, what was it?
It was Mustafa Ali versus Joe Hendry.
All right.
And people still believe in Joe Hendry.
Is it true that Ali, like, really wants to be a heel?
I believe so.
Why?
He's good at it.
But why, like, it's like his whole career almost, he's been a heel. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he's a great high-flying guy. He's a good-looking guy. He's like, how come he doesn't go babyface?
I don't know. Maybe like me. I liked being a heel.
I did
He's
too,
good at
but
it.
like,
There's more control being a heel.
I
Ring
understand
generals
that.
are heels.
I understand that, but like, you can also be like really good as a babyface. Sometimes a promotion needs a really good babyface. You know?
We have a couple. We have Joe
I
Hendry.
know.
We have Mike Santana. We have very over baby faces.
But Lasting's angry. I called another man good looking. He is. What do you want me to do? You want me to sit here and lie? He's a good looking guy. Should be a babyface. High flyer. Great action. You know what I'm saying? No one cares. All right. That's just all I've gotten out of today. Nobody cares about anything I have to say. But I'm going to say it anyway. Because I don't care that you don't care. You're listening to me for my opinion. If you don't like it, now, Emergence is coming up. We have a full card. This is next Friday, which I guess is just called an app special, Lance.
That's
this needs
how I
to be
refer to it.
branded better than just an app special.
Well, then call it a premium live event because you
A
can watch it
PLE.
live and it's premium.
Okay, so this is a PLE on TNA Plus.
Yes.
Okay. We've got Trick Williams versus Moose for the TNA title. That sounds awesome.
It does, doesn't it?
I may have to watch TNA Emergence, in fact. Leon Slater against Cedric Alexander for the X Division title. That
It also sounds pretty darn awesome.
Yes, TNA champions the Hardys versus the Rascals.
Mm-hmm.
Should be pretty good. I mean, whatever you want to say about the Hardys physically, I mean, they are older. They don't move around like they used to. But golly, are they a good tag team or what?
They're a great tag team, and they are super over.
We have, this'll bring us to something. I'll get that one in a while. Steve Macklin versus Jake something in a no count out, no DQ match. They'll be doing something. Mike Santana, Sammy Callahan, and Ryan Nemeth against the Hometown Man. Who's that?
It's a person under a mask, and there's people within the company that claim it's Cody Deaner, but it is yet to be determined.
Huh. Didn't he lose that match? He didn't he have a match and like he had to win or he was gone?
Yes.
And he was all depressed that he was going to have to tell his child.
We have not seen Cody Deaner since, but it does coincide with the emergence, no pun intended, of the Hometown Man.
Interesting. Well, Lance, that better be Cody Deaner.
Well, if you
Do you
tune into
understand?
Emergence, you can probably draw a conclusion for yourself.
It better be, because
There is a slight resemblance, shall we say.
what like there's too many. You don't want to know my opinion. Well, you're gonna get it because it's my show. If you don't like it, do your own show. I think there's too many failures in wrestling nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cody Deaner, that promo that he did about how he had to win and he can't face his young child and tell them that he lost I was like, there's no way this man can lose. And then he did. I was like, think about the children. And then we've got the Mark Briscoe, like MJF. I mean, he's just run roughshod on Jay Briscoe and talking about Mark's brother who passed away. And what happens? Mark just gets beaten like a drum over and over again. And then there was another one. There was one in WWE. Like somebody's family and like their parents and kids were there and they lost. Who was that one?
I don't recall.
It just happened. Somebody will help me out here. But it's like, gee whiz. Not Goldberg and his kid. Oh, yeah, Chad Gable. It happened to Chad Gable. Happened to Sammy. Like, all of these parents are failures. We need some parents who are winners.
Or perhaps we don't need to frame things as such failures if you lose a sporting contest.
No, it's not, except when you do that interview.
I do agree with your overall stance here, though.
Like, here's the thing. If your kids go to the show and you just lose, like, who cares? The issue is when you're like, I'm going to do this for my kids, and, like, I can't face my kids if I don't lose, and I'm doing this for my kids, and then you're a failure. That's different. You know what I'm saying?
Dating all the way back to England and Davey Boy with the IC title.
Oh my God! Was it his sister who was dying of cancer? I think it was
believe
his sister,
so.
right?
Yeah, and he dedicated the match.
He
to her.
dedicated the match to her because he thought he was winning, and then they changed it. So I'm sure he probably told his sister. My guess would be he told her he was going to win, and she was all excited at the show, and then he lost. It was to Shawn Michaels. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, Carl Fredericks. That was another one. Carl Fredericks promised his niece or something that he was going to win, and then he lost. Eddie Thorpe.
Yeah, I don't think we need to give instant gratification, but I think there is something that when you dedicate something to children or dying relatives that maybe success should be more
Yes,
often.
Santana at the pay-per-view. I think he promised his children or whatever. See, in the old days, the way it worked, I'm an old guy.
Baby faces didn't promise a win.
The baby
unless they
face,
were winning.
yes, you didn't promise and you didn't swear to God unless you were winning. That was the way it worked back in the day. So, you could lose, oh, my family's there and I lost, whatever. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But when you finally were like, I swear to God, for my family, I promise you fans, I'm going to win this match. You never failed. Now it's like, we're going to work the people. We're going to do this sad sack story about the kids or, whatever. And then we're going to also lose on top of that. It's like, you swerved people, but you depressed them. Is that your plan? Whatever. All right. On another note, let's talk about the G1, which is going on. And this is an update from Jeremy Finestone. Speaking of Strong Style Podcast, Fight Game Media Network. I plug him every time, but he's just my buddy Jeremy. But we got to get some plugs in. All right, so the A block. The A block is now Yuya Uemura and Evil have broken away from the pack. They have got 10 points. Yuya Uemura and Evil. In second place is a 6-way tie, all with 8 points. Tsuji, Tanahashi, Bolton, Oiwa, Newman, and Finley. Final night in Block A will be this coming Sunday, August 10th. Evil versus Tanahashi, Yuya Uemura and David Finley, Yota Tsuji and Callum Newman, all staged. So we've got a lot of people in play. Bolton Oleg must win his match to advance. Oiwa must win his match. And then if they do, they'll have a chance with tiebreakers. There's a lot going on.
Well, I would imagine there's also a lot of scrambling because didn't Gabe Kidd have to forfeit a whole pile of matches and
All of them.
potentially screw up the scoring?
Every single one of them. I don't know if it screwed up the scoring, but they'll make it work.
Unless he was
going to
lose every night, it screwed up the scoring.
Yeah, they'll make it work in the end. B block, Zack Sabre Jr. is in the lead with 12 points. Shota Umino beat Takeshita. He is in second place with 10 points, along with Takeshita and Ren Narita. So Shota, Takeshita, and Narita all have 10 points in second place. Final night of B block action is this coming Wednesday. Shota Umino versus Great Khan, Zack versus Yoshihashi, Takeshita and Ren Narita, and Shingo versus Drilla Maloney. ELP has concluded his matches with the Kidd match Gabe Kidd originally scheduled for this show.
Just call him Elp and avoid the controversy.
If Zack loses and Shota wins, Zack would be in second place in the block on tiebreakers going into the next round. Shota would win the block and earn a next round bye. So there you go. That's how they're doing this thing. It says, check out Oiwa and Yuya Uemura from August 7th, which was excellent. And he adds here that Lance might have a good Yuya Uemura story.
I can't think of one specifically. I worked with the man in TNA, but I don't recall a specific story about him.
All right, Jeremy, if you're listening, tell me what the story is so I can jog Lance's mind. Yuya Uemura, TNA. So that's the update on the G1, everybody. So we got more added to this weekend. Got SmackDown tonight with John Cena live opening up the show. Cody Rhodes is going to be on the show. Collision tomorrow. More matches announced in advance.
Always nice.
Hangman Page, Kevin Knight, and Mike Bailey versus Rush Trolistico and the Beast Mortos. Kyle versus Ishii for the TNT title. And Willow Nightingale, Queen Aminata, and Ty Mello against Tekla, Julie Hart, and Sky Blue. Back in a moment. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
Happy birthday, dear Granny.
Happy birthday, Granny. Happy 95th birthday.
Thank you.
You got balloons behind you as well, Vinny. People can't really see them.
No.
They think it might just be your hump. But it's very festive
I
day
should not
today.
laugh at that. That's a horrible insult that you just gave.
Yeah,
me.
you laughed. It was a good
But it
one.
was funny.
Happy birthday!
Okay.
Happy birthday, Granny!
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, I don't even know what you just said. Okay, go.
Bye!
Bye, girls. Close the door, please. Rob Wanska, a top fan. That granny is one of a kind. If you cannot see that, you're blind. Whether she's knitting a quilt or giving Brian some guilt, she's the greatest old gal that you'll find.
Was that, who was that?
Producer
was
Rob.
Rob.
Producer Rob?
Fine
like
job,
that.
Rob.
He has talent?
Thank you, Rob.
Wow.
This is Mariah May versus Anna J. Anna has a problem. Her top seems to want to drop down. She has to keep pulling it up. Mariah pins Anna for the win. I think Anna just gave up due to the fact that her wardrobe was malfunctioning.
That's what happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if they wore decent clothes, it'd be better. Those T-straps are ridiculous.
Those what?
T-straps. Don't you know what a T-strap is?
No, I do not know what a T-strap
I don't think
is.
there's a T-strap in Brian's closet, Granny.
No.
I don't know.
T-strap. Oh, a thong? Why don't you say a thong?
A what?
Never mind. You don't know what a thong is?
No.
Why are we having this conversation?
What part of the body is it on?
Does it go on the
Woman.
top or the bottom?
On your
Butt?
butt. Yep.
Okay.
Granny had to be very careful. So it's a thong.
Why are we having this conversation?
According to the Old Testament of the Bible, who is the father of both Isaac and Ishmael?
Job.
Abraham.
Wrong.
Oh, really?
Abraham.
I just...
Did you say that?
Yes, he
I'm so-
did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Yeah.
I just didn't hear you.
Well, Granny, I hope you had a happy birthday today.
I had to.
Hey, we got a special present for you. You are officially being inducted, yes, into the Hall of Awesome.
It's about time.
Yes. You know what that is,
Oh,
Granny?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want everybody to see this. How can I show it?
Clearly, Granny is really excited about being inducted into the Hall of Awesome. She's busy showing off her trophy.
Is that an old gray mare trophy?
It's got a horse on it for some reason. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm joining us here today. If you have questions for Lance or myself, 425-780-7566. Text them to me. Or send them to me. And if that was disgusting.
I'm sorry.
I hope you're disgusted with yourself. F4WOnline@gmail.com is the address. And we do have a question, which I'm glad this person asked because I want the answer as well. What can Lance tell us about the Concierge for Ash by Elegance?
His real name is George. It's not his on-screen. He is strictly the concierge for the Elegance brand. I believe his background is in radio. I think his radio moniker is Iceman, which is why he's such a good talker. But yeah, he is simply known as the personal concierge. Originally, it was just for Ash by Elegance, but now he is the concierge for the entire Elegance brand, which includes Heather by Elegance and M by Elegance.
All right, well, that answers that question. Can they at least put a graphic on the screen next time he shows up on the program?
On NXT, I don't have any say in the matter.
What good are you?
I don't work for NXT, dude.
Golly. Put a word in. This person here says, since it's Fun Friday, I was wondering, how do you two gentlemen act at a wrestling show when you're in the crowd? Do you boo or cheer or just kind of take notes on the crowd?
Well, I tend to not sit in the crowd. I think the only time, God, in the last... I'm wondering if it's since I broke in. The only time I ever sat in the crowd was the Jericho 25th anniversary Madison Square Garden show, where Don Callis, Lenny, Luther, and AEW and I attended to hang out with Jericho, and I sat ringside. I sat beside Jon Stewart, and I clapped along if it was appropriate, but otherwise I pretty much just sat there and enjoyed I think we only sat out there for one match. I think we came out right before Jericho's match and left right after it, and chatted with Jon Stewart a little bit. He was really nice.
Every now and then people will say, why don't you and Vinny do a watch-along? And it's always like, you'd be so freaking bored. Like, yeah, I watch like, I see these people that do these watch-alongs, even like Denise. You know, they get all excited and they're like talking to themselves and their eyes get wide and everything like that. Work. And I mean, I just don't do it. I just don't. I never.
It's a bigger work than wrestling because reactions and big facial expressions sell.
I mean, we sit there and we just quietly watch the show and take notes. We don't even talk to each other unless there's something like ridiculous.
I think they were meaning more live in the building, sitting in a seat.
It's the same thing. I just sit there and watch the show. Listen, everybody, I will tell you the only thing that ever gets an emotional reaction out of me when I am observing a show and doing my job, and that is when I think someone got killed. That will get me every time. I see a bad bump, I will scream. That's what gets me. But like, oh, he kicked out of the 8th RKO. No, I just sit there and I watch it. I mean, it's just who I am. It's not like, don't get mad at me. Some people get really into it, and I just watch it and take notes. Even when I don't take notes, I just watch it. If something's funny, I might laugh. If I think someone's killed, I might freak out. Sandman here says, it's true. I sat with Bryan at Mania. He just watches and writes notes. He is very cordial, though. Thank you, Sandman. I do try. I try to be cordial. Let's see. Oh, God. Okay. Dave is actually posting on Twitter the raw numbers Netflix are releasing are not real. At what point do you tell the Emperor he has no clothes? So, I listen. Dave is going to do whatever he wants to do with the Netflix ratings. I just let him do it, okay? I talk about the anything that comes from Nielsen. I talk about here on the show, usually briefly, you know. But like, I don't trust the Netflix numbers at all. I don't. I mean, they don't add up, okay? And what Dave means by the numbers don't make sense, like, he's got a formula. Brandon Thurston has a formula. Netflix, I mean, the numbers that he gets do come from Netflix. And yes, you'll say that they fudged these. I'm like, how? What is going? I don't understand. Like, I don't. Here's the thing, okay? It doesn't make sense. And so I'm not going to deal with it. That's it. These are the numbers they say, whatever, okay? I mean, sometimes it'll be like, you know, the equivalent on Nielsen would have been 800,000, and I'm like, okay, listen, that's impossible. I I realize that there's not a direct correlation between viewership and, like, attendance and everything like that, but there's no way that 50% fewer people could possibly be watching Raw this year. And meanwhile, they're drawing 11,000 to every... It doesn't make any sense, okay?
Well,
so I don't want to deal with it.
I think, too, if there was a 40 to 50% drop in Raw viewership, I think you would hear from more callers, listeners, people in the chat that I only watch SmackDown or I've switched to AEW because I don't have Netflix, where I don't hear a lot of WWE fans going, damn it, I don't watch Raw anymore.
I haven't heard anyone ever say, I'm no longer watching Raw because I don't have Netflix. I've never heard a single... I'm talking not even one. Like when we talk about max numbers, everybody starts getting mad about these max numbers. They throw, imagine, blah, blah, blah. It's like, listen, I know people are watching on Max. Because if I ran a poll right now in the chat, half of the people would say they're watching on Max. If I did a poll on Twitter, half of them would say they're what. Now, do I believe that that means there's another 500,000 people or whatever watching on Max? I don't think the number is that high. But the idea that nobody is watching, I know that's not true. Because on the chat, if I start talking about Max, it'll happen every time. I watch on Max. I watch on Max. I watch on Max. I watch on Max. But I've never heard a single solitary human being go, I don't watch Raw anymore. Like, I've had people say, I'm not going to watch Raw because of Brock. But I've never heard somebody say, I don't watch because it's on Netflix. I'm sure they're out there, okay? But, like...
But it's not 45%.
I've never heard anybody say it ever. So there you go. Let's see. No, this person's angry. He doesn't like the Collision lineup. He says it's a joke.
Don't watch.
Brother, yeah. Well, it's in the area.
Ah.
So he's not going to go. Well, you don't have to go, but I mean, hey, at least there is a lineup right now. I mean, when Collision came to Kent, Washington, we and all my friends went to the show and we knew nothing. Zero. This person says, Dave and Bryan really need to learn what a selection bias is. It's not a selection bias. And it's not with me. It's actually with everybody else. You realize that Max has stated that AEW is doing well on Max. So it's not just, hey, you know, I got a poll or whatever. Max has stated AEW is it's one of their top live shows on Max. That's what they've said. Okay? What do you want me to do about it? Max has stated it. The fans in the chat have stated it. Like, what are you looking for if you're talking about selection bias, where the people that are watching and also the Max overall are saying that people are watching, but you're saying they're not? Netflix says that WWE is doing very well. So the selection bias is like, Netflix and Max both say that these shows are doing well on their service, and we have evidence that people are actually watching on the service. Where is the selection bias here? The selection bias is when you say, well, I don't believe that anybody could be watching on Max. I don't believe there could be a lot of people because I don't know anybody. That's the selection bias. Not, we have plenty of evidence that a lot of people are watching on Netflix and a lot of people are watching on Max. If you don't want to accept the evidence, that is selection bias on your part, not mine. What else do we got here? Get me off these numbers. Would Lance consider managing a new version of Team Canada with Ethan Page and Chelsea Green?
No. I am done on screen. I am happy behind the scenes. While that would be fun in theory, I do not want to do anything on camera. I'm the guy that backstage when they film stuff at the TNA tapings where they do backstage stuff, I tell everybody it's like, shoot me as little as possible. I have no interest on being on camera anymore.
Lance, this is your chance.
To what?
Your last great run.
I don't need
the Nick
another run.
Bockwinkel. The Bobby Heenan. I guess it would be Bobby Heenan. This person says Lance is saving himself for Jericho's retirement match. That ship might have sailed.
It's certainly untied and moving away from the dock, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do you think AEW should run a show or at least a special on Monday, since some cable viewers don't watch on Netflix? I listen, I'm so sick of head-to-head. Like,
Yeah. Just run a good show, run your own company, be successful and make money.
this person goes, random wrestling question. When a wrestler is in a hammerlock behind their back, why do they always tap their shoulder before a reversal? Because they've been watching wrestling their whole lives and they're doing what they remember seeing on television. I mean, that's the answer, right?
Not everybody does that, but there certainly is a lot. It's like the Flair slapping his shoulder before he ties
Yeah.
up. I remember someone asked
I used to
me
do that all the time. I was never taught. It was just, I thought that's what you did. Like, before you lock up, you're like,
But I had someone claim that was definitely the signal, like you're a home base guy coaching the guy to run or steal or whatever, that was the signal calling the spot to, hey, brother, tie up. And I'm like, no, people just slap themselves. We don't need to communicate that we're going to tie up. We can tell.
There's a lot of that stuff. Like, if you ever watch, people that have never wrestled but have watched it their whole lives, and then they do a pretend match with each other, they do all those things. It'll be time to lock up, and they'll go like this, and then they don't know how to lock up, but they know you're supposed to go like this first. Or someone puts them in a hammerlock, and they go like this, and then they do whatever. You just watch it long enough, and you pick up these things that make no sense. They've just been done forever, and so people do it. They don't even know why.
And 90% of them probably don't even realize they do it.
Yeah. You don't have to teach anybody anything. If you take a fan who's watched wrestling for more than 2 years, and you just put two guys in the ring together, and you tell them to have a fake match, what's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to start stomping and going like this. Every single one of them. They're going to stomp their foot and throw some hammer fist or something. Yes. This guy's sad. He goes, that low-key makes me sad. You took some of the magic out of wrestling. I always assumed it was a signal. No. All right, back in a moment. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. What was up with this week? Everyone thinking Monday was Tuesday.
That was just
Everyone?
you, sir.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it happened, it was I got all these people that were messaging me going, my God, I thought it was Tuesday too today. It was something happened with the moon or something, and it caused everybody to think that Monday was Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
No.
God, am I losing it?
Yes.
Have you ever lost something and gave up all hope before finding it in an obvious place?
Yeah, my mind. I went to go make her the quesadilla, and I opened up the pantry, and there's no tortillas. I looked down on the ground, and there's the package that they used to be in, but there's no tortillas. So I call Hanale over, and she says, well, I didn't know how to close the bag.
Uh-oh.
So I put them all in a box of light bulbs. I said, why did you put them in a box with light bulbs? Swear to God, she goes, if that box is good enough for light bulbs, it's good enough for tortillas. I said, no, that's not worse. I open the box, these tortillas are hard as a rock.
She is so your daughter.
Crumbling to dust.
It's insane.
God.
I lost my wallet at the Alamo Dome. The next day, I got a call from an usher that he found it. When I met up with him, everything was still in it. He refused to accept any money from me.
Wow.
Wow. I once lost my wallet in El Segundo.
Lantian says Big Dave's sanity.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he found it then. It's right there. It's never lost.
99% of the time, no matter where I park, I always know exactly where it is. But there's always that 1% of the time where is my car?
Dude.
And it's in a bizarre place. What's going on? All right, Granny, what do we got?
We need to buy you a machine that you speak into, and it converts your voice into text.
Oh, my God.
So you don't have to write it down anymore.
Absolutely not.
And then I think even better, we put that text into a text-to-voice app and have it read her.
Oh, my God.
Whatever. Stacy Keebler, her and Tori had a eggnog fight. Just a minute here.
Okay.
Looks at my page.
Then he
I
looks
decided
completely depressed over there.
Take something from down below.
Mind your own business.
You're there
Ray Kinsella builds a baseball field
Field
on
of
his
Dreams. Kevin Costner.
Baseball.
James Earl Jones.
If you build it, they will come.
Iowa.
Oh, all right.
You didn't let me finish the question, Brian.
She's right.
Oh, she yells at me. I make this story really fast. Also, because Lance has to pee. So, Elio Gracie was the founder of jiu-jitsu. And before he died, he wrote this big book of jiu-jitsu. And, like, the first half of the book is all stand-up self-defense. The second half of the book is all, jiu-jitsu on the mat. And before he died, he told Pedro Sauer, you can give black belts to anybody who's ready for their black belt, but they have to know all of the self-defense, okay? Now, this self-defense curriculum is like a bunch of stuff from the 1920s. Some of it of questionable efficacy, okay? But, like, a lot of it, you know, if you saw it, you'd be like, I know that move from pro wrestling. And there's one where, like, a guy grabs you by the shirt, and he grabs you by the shirt like this, and you control the wrist, and you push the elbow, and you go underneath, and you end up in a hammerlock. This is in his self-defense book, straight out of pro wrestling. So, like, every time, like, I teach this curriculum to everybody because that's kind of like the thing. You got to make sure everybody knows the self-defense. And so, like, every time I teach this move, even to, like, little kids, you know, show the move, have someone, you know, I grab someone's shirt and they do it to me. Every time they go behind, I can't help it. I cannot help it. Every time.
Slap that shoulder, brother.
I slap the shoulder. It's like, tap that shoulder. Yeah, you guys should find that. I think it's just called Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. It's probably on, like, Amazon. It's like this big, thick hardcover book. And, like, if you look at the first half of the book, the stand-up self-defense, it's like, it's all pro wrestling. Guy puts you in a headlock, you roll through under the ground, you know, the guy grabs your shirt, you do the under into the hammerlock. There's a freaking backdrop. Like, some dude comes swinging at you with a thing, and, like, you have to, like, backdrop the guy. Which, like, when the black belt, when the guys do the black belt test and they have to go through the whole book, they always open to that backdrop page, and you can just see everybody's like, oh, here we go. And Pedro just sits in the corner, and he's just like, oh, let's see it. And, like, everybody, they just freaking throw these guys, and they go flying. It's awesome. Anyway, that's it, guys. Lance, visit the urinal. The rest of you, we'll see you next time. Wrestling Observer Live.